make of that? Wilder and Fury part 3.
I don't know. I don't know if it's even true. How the hell is Wilder going to say to himself, I'm going to get rid of so much money? How does that even make sense? There's a lot. Them boys are making something like 15 plus, 20 plus mil. Why is he going to say, I'm going to turn it out? Win, lose or draw? You're going to get paid. Why would you turn that down? It's career defining money for your legacy, for your family, to change things for your whole generation, for your kids and their kids and their kids. So for me, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a bit strange, but I reckon I got a feeling we're going to hear the other side of the coin. We're only hearing one side at the minute. We're only hearing Frank Warren, Bob Arum, and Tyson Fury's side. So let's see what actually happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hopefully, I do. Hopefully, the fight gets made, but it's looking like Tyson Fury's going to fight December the 5th. So let's see. You know what I mean? Interesting times, man. Hopefully he picks a hard fight. Hopefully he picks someone decent. But I want to see the trilogy because Deontay Wilder's been very, very quiet. Sometimes that means the man's focused and they're determined and they're putting stuff together. Or sometimes maybe their arsehole's just gone and they're keeping their backside quiet. But hey, listen, I don't know.
Those are the words of Dean Whyte, the brother of Dillian Whyte, as he stated the obvious that Wilder's quiet. Everybody knows he's quiet. He's hush hush, and like he said, it can mean he's focused. He's, preparing himself, like Joshua mentioned, like maybe he is doing that, but then, we do believe that we will hear something, and we will hear something eventually. Because if this gets swept under the rug, it's going to be sad. But anyway, back to Dean. Dean said that you're going to hear, because all you're hearing is one side. From Bob Arum, Frank Warren, and Tyson Fury, and you're going to hear Deontay's side eventually. Okay, but then he was. He said we have to see, but then of course he said, well, on another side, maybe Deontay Wilder's asshole gone and he's hiding his backside. But honestly, seriously, I think it's one or the other. It's either that he's focusing himself and training and stuff like that, or he's not. He's just decided to drop it. He's just decided to, I'm not going through what I went through last year with Tyson Fury. I'm not doing that this time around based on what's been happened. I mean, if you look at the very end of 2018 when they fought, okay, so that was closer to last year. All last year was spent trying to get that fight done. So they spent a year trying to get the rematch done, part 2 done of Fury and Wilder. And it took a while. That wasn't an easy task. And the irony of all that shit is, Wilder spent all that time and all that energy and all that shit talking and whatever to try to get a Fury fight, to try to get a Fury rematch, somebody that he had a draw with. Whereas the first fight was supposed to have been so easy. You guys remember that? It was supposed to have been so easy. Then these guys fought to a draw. Then he found out it was so hard. Like who? Joshua. But Team Joshua was sending contracts. Eddie Hearn was at least sending contracts, was giving you feedback. You wasn't giving him any feedback. So I look at that as karma. So to really dig down in the truths and myths about the whole situation, it took just as much to get the rematch as it took, or you claim it took, for you to even negotiate with Joshua. So it's like you put a whole lot of energy in getting a rematch with Tyson Fury, but spent very, very little energy doing that shit. You claim you did that shit in 18, but you put way more emphasis and energy on fighting Tyson Fury for very less money in 2019. You know what I'm saying? And then you didn't fight to 2020 this year, and then you lost. So maybe He just, maybe Wilder's tired of the shit. You know, and then let's look at it. Well, maybe he's training, maybe he's in his mad scientist with his lab glasses on, like everybody, like Joshua says, or Dean Whyte's mentioning. But I don't think that's the case either. I mean, you don't hear from him, and what you do hear from him is like personal shit. He'll have a birthday tomorrow, so he'll be 35 tomorrow. He was on Instagram yesterday, so we know he's alive. You know, he's chilling with his family. He's living it up. He's loving it up. Maybe he's just living off the proceeds of the money that he's never made in his life. You ever thought of that? Wilder ain't made a lot of money. And he sure the hell ain't made a lot of money like he made now. I mean, more than us. Now, let's counterpunch that. More than us. Or a regular person. But he hasn't made that Joshua money like he's made the last fight. Because he's supposed to make $25-30 million that last fight. At least a guaranteed $5 million. You know, if you compare that to the rest of his career, he hasn't made that type of money before. So maybe he's just like, you know what? Hey, I've done what I'm going to do. That's it. I'm going to spend time with my family. Like, why wouldn't you spend time with your family? Why wouldn't you, live it up? Have belly dances and shit all around you and, you know what I mean? And eating strange things. Why not? But like on the training side, I did see him punching a heavy bag, and that looked kind of recent. But then you hear so many different things, it's like, okay, eventually you're going to have to hear something. Or like Dean Whyte said, maybe his asshole is gone. Maybe he's somewhere hiding somewhere, or scared. Because that's what people can assume, and you can assume anything. Why? Because you haven't heard anything. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Dean Whyte's speculations. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.